Thompson RV in Pendleton, Oregon. Here we are again. I'm super excited to show you the brand new Creekside 17RBS. So Outdoors RV just came out with 3 brand new Creekside models. These are going to be a little bit narrower as well as a little bit lighter. So if you have maybe a lighter weight half-ton, maybe a heavy-duty SUV, and you've been dreaming about an outdoors RV, but they're just all a bit too heavy, that's exactly why they brought these models out. So these are going to be built on a 7-foot wide chassis. Finished product is about 7.5 foot wide, but a 7-foot chassis, and the axles will trail nice right behind your SUV or pickup truck. So that is one cool feature. The other thing is that they're a little bit lighter weight. So they've done a really great job at keeping the same outdoors RV quality, but cutting a little bit of the weight, mainly on size, so that you can get an outdoors RV, a true outdoors RV with the same 4 seasons package. You still get 78 gallons of water. You can still get this in the titanium series, which is what I'm standing in right now, but you can get it to where it's half-ton towable. So I'm super excited because there's been sort of a lack in the RV market for lightweight vehicles that are actually good quality. So often when we take in lightweights in on trade, you might get a 2-burner stove, no oven, a tiny little, what would be a bathroom sink for your kitchen sink. Often the countertops are lower, right? And that's just the things that you can see when you walk in one. I can't even think of a lightweight model that has 2-inch thick walls, right? You're going to get the same 4 seasons package, that same insulation in the underbelly. So it's going to be way above and beyond what people have seen when shopping for a lightweight on the market, especially when I show you the outside and show you the load range E tires, the off-road X4 suspension package. So they've really done a great job at making this look and feel just like a standard Creekside model, but it's just a little bit shorter and a little bit narrower. And really with the slide out, you can't even tell that it's narrow until I tell you it is. The very first time I walked in the 17 MKS, I had no idea that they had made it narrower than the 19 MKS. I just thought it was a slightly different layout. So with all of that being said, the 17 RBS is going to be the shorter sister of the Creekside 21 RBS. The 21 RBS obviously is going to be a little bit longer because you're going to get the made down bed right here in the front. Excuse me, not a made down bed. They're both made down beds, but you're going to get a walk around bed in the 21 RBS. The 17 RBS, by turning the bed this way, has saved them a few feet just by doing that alone. And then maybe a little bit shorter here in the kitchen area, but really it's still such a usable kitchen. You get a full-size oven, 3-burner stove. You still get the 8 cubic foot refrigerator. Over here, you're going to have a dinette. Now this dinette is going to be a little bit smaller than the standard outdoors RV mountain dinette. The slide out's going to be just a little bit smaller, but you're still going to get a nice additional bed. So if you need to sleep extra people, you can make this down into a bed. Under each side of the dinette, you're going to have an extra large pot and pan drawer with a lock. As always, they're still using the same heavy-duty table bases and legs. The titanium series is going to come with a little bit different interior decor color than a standard mountain series, so you get a little bit lighter reclaimed wood look on the table. This is going to be more of a gray and then a lighter fabric here. I really love the titanium colors. They're just a little bit lighter and brighter than the mountain series. On top of that, you're going to get things like high gloss fiberglass on the exterior, which I'll show you, the fancier windows. All of the windows, though, in a mountain series or a titanium, they're always going to be dual pane. So 2-inch thick walls, dual pane windows. But in a titanium series, all of this is going to be trimmed out in wood. Your windows are going to be trimmed out in wood. You're going to get the raised panel solid hardwood cabinetry, 15K air conditioner with a digital thermostat, backup camera, side marker cameras. The only thing on the 17s that you're not going to get in the titanium series is the auto leveling system. So it turns out that the frame being a little bit narrower, nobody makes an auto leveling system for that frame. But then also it does add quite a bit of weight. So it was actually a smart move for them to not put that on these, or it would just be too close to the other Creekside models. So you're going to get the power stabilizer jacks instead. You're always going to get the slow rise blackout shades. And then over here where the bed is, we option all of ours in with the Max Air Deluxe vent fans. So that's going to be your thermostatically controlled 10-speed fan with a built-in rain cover. I had somebody the other day ask me, she said, it's not a rain sensor, is it? Because every time it barely sprinkles, our vent closes. No, this is a totally different system. So the lid is elongated. So when you raise it up, it's still covering the vent cutout. So you can run it in the rain. So it could be pouring down rain and you could still have your vent fan going. You can run them going down the road. They're super cool. Thermostatically controlled, if I didn't already mention that. Right here, because this is going to be an east-west style bed, you're going to have a little headboard. Because it's a titanium, it'll have the solid surface countertop, 110 outlet, 12 volt and USB ports. And then down here underneath the bed, you're going to have multiple drawers. Because obviously in a north-south bed, you're going to have the two shirt wards. In something this little, you're going to have more drawers for more folding space. And then you'll also have cabinets, and those are very deep cabinets up above the bed. The TV in this model is going to be right here at the foot of the bed, and that is on a swing arm. So it's great TV watching from right here in bed, but then you can also bring it around and watch it from the dinette. And as I mentioned earlier, you're going to get the full 8 cubic foot refrigerator, much bigger than you're going to see in most lightweight trailers. And that is all 12 volt. So we do recommend going with lithium batteries if you want a boondock, which I can talk about when we get around to the front of the trailer. And then we are going to typically option our Creeksides in with 600 watts of roof mount solar. That's the max that you can fit on these models. Because it's a titanium, your microwave, range hood, and stove, everything is going to be in the stainless steel. You have a nice little knife rack right here behind the stove, backsplash, side splash, and then you have a cover on the stove. So if you're not utilizing the stove at that moment, you can use this for prep space. And then when you want to cook, you just flip back the cover and you have a 3-burner stove. This front one is going to be high output, so quicker water boiling, and on nice hard cast iron grate. And another cool feature about the titanium is going to be that you don't have to get down and light the oven pilot yourself manually. So it has a piezo ignition, so you just use the clicker and it'll light the oven pilot for you. One thing I want to mention is this is going to be a slightly shallower oven than you're going to get in the CE model. So the MKS and this particular model, the RBS, have something down here. So on the MKS, it's the furnace. Sometimes it's the water heater, whatever, but there's just not enough space to put in the deeper oven. So if you really love to cook and you really, really want a deeper or taller oven, the CE model has the tallest oven. You get a full spice rack right here. You have a bank of 3 drawers, solid hardwood drawer faces, and those are on heavy-duty ball-bearing drawer guides. A nice big cabinet down here where you can easily fit a garbage can. And as I mentioned earlier, you get the solid hardwood cabinetry in the titanium series. You also get a high arc stout kitchen faucet. So this is going to be a little bit more like a home feel to your faucet. It has the pull-out sprayer. And then you have sink covers. So if you're not using the sink, you have additional counter space. But when you need to use the sink, and you're going to get a full-size farm-style sink with the wire rack in the bottom. So that is a far cry from that little tiny sink that you usually see in lightweight trailers. You can actually put a full pan in here, which is awesome. CD DVD player. So this is actually a DVD player for that front TV. You can also use CDs in it. You have 2 zones of speakers, one inside, one outside under the awning. You can also use it for USB, HDMI, and then it's also Bluetooth, also AM, FM. So it does everything. I get a lot of jokes about the DVD player. I love DVDs. I love to take DVDs camping. My kids and I love to watch all of my old movies when we're out camping. But if you want to Bluetooth your phone and listen to music, it has that capability too. So I love the fact that it's old school and new school at the same time. Is new school a word? Is that a word? Okay, because it's a titanium, you're also going to get the remote. So this will run your power stabilizer jacks. It's going to run your electric awning. It's going to run the light under the electric awning as well as your slide out. This is super cool if you are a solo traveler. So if you're a solo traveler, I don't know if you've ever been holding the slide out button and wondering if it's going to run into the power pedestal or the water spigot, and you have to run outside and check and make sure it's not. So you can actually walk around the trailer while running the slide out. So that is a very cool titanium feature as well. You have a flip up countertop extension right here for a little additional counter space. And then coming around over here, when you first walk in the door, you're going to have your controls. So your water pump, your water heater switches, light switches, awning, slide out, and then also we option all of ours in with the 12-volt heat pad. So this unit already has the full 4 seasons package. So all of the tanks are going to be enclosed and heated. But if you're traveling in super, super cold temperatures and you want to carry water with you, it's not a bad idea to just kick on that 12-volt heat pad. That way you have additional heat on that cold water. Right here, this is where your main wardrobe is going to be. So you have a really long wardrobe here as well as a pantry. You could use that for food or you could use that for additional clothes. And then you have 4 drawers down below. Again, everything is on heavy-duty ball bearing drawer guides. Here in the bathroom, you're going to get the same porcelain toilet that you would see in all of the outdoors RVs. Plenty of leg room. You're always going to get a heat duct in the floor as well as an air conditioning duct in the ceiling so that you have the exact same temperature in your bathroom as you would in the rest of the trailer. The cool thing about the RBS, when you're comparing it to say the 17 MKS or the 17 CE, is that this one is going to have the Neo angle shower. Now the prototype did come with a shower curtain to save a little bit on weight, but they have decided on the next models to go with a glass shower enclosure. So the cool thing about this is that you have a lot more space than you do in the tub style. Some people like the tub style, but this one is just going to have the different shower pan. Because it's a titanium, you're going to get the upgraded shower hardware as well as the lit vanity mirror and also solid surface countertops here in the bathroom as well as the underslung sink. As always, you're going to get the solid hardwood medicine cabinet, towel hook, USB port as well as USB-C port. We option all of ours in, as I stated earlier, with the Max Air Deluxe vent fan. So this is going to be the exhaust only fan. So it'll come with a wall switch to operate that. And then a water pump switch here inside the door as well. So if you stop going down the road and you forget to hit the water pump switch right there at the entry door, you can hit the water pump switch right here and still use the bathroom. You have a little storage cabinet right up here above the toilet as well as towel hooks right here on this wall. On all 317 models, every single floor plan is fully accessible with the slide out in. So you can easily access the restroom. You can access the entire kitchen, the refrigerator, and you can even get into bed if you need to take a nap while going down the road. The only thing we don't recommend while the slide out is in is going to be the slide out. So Outdoors RV does an extremely thick insulated slide out floor, unlike everybody on the market, right? The only thing though is that it comes in at an upward angle. So in order to make it a flush floor slide, it has to go out at an angle and come up at an angle. So we don't want you stepping on that floor or using the slide out when it's in. The exterior of the 17 RBS, you're going to notice that the titanium series comes with the Lamelux high gloss 4000 fiberglass. So that's going to be more of a gel coat type finish. So it's going to stay shinier and looking good for a lot longer. Outdoors RV uses the longest awning possible on all of their trailers, and that is going to be wrapped in metal to protect the awning fabric. 2 outside speakers, and then also on the titanium series, all of the Outdoors RV models come with dual pane windows, but you're going to get the frameless windows. So that's going to just be a nicer looking dual pane window. As I mentioned earlier, rather than the auto leveling system, you are going to get the power stabilizer jacks, and you can run that off of the remote. You get the exterior grab bar handle, and everything on the titanium is going to be trimmed out in chrome. This particular model is going to have the original triple aluminum step. Any models moving forward will most likely have the torque lift glow step. This is one thing that Outdoors RV does above and beyond, and I'm actually kind of shocked that they did such a heavy duty suspension on such a small trailer. I'm not surprised, actually. They always go above and beyond. So the Off-Road X4 suspension package is going to be the Mor-Ryde suspension, heavy duty shackles with bronze bushings, greasable zerts, and then also the KYB off-road shocks. Not only that, but you're going to get Load Range E Goodyear Endurance tires. Right here, you have a 110 outlet. This would be perfect if you were in a park and maybe you're running a Starlink Mini. You can run it right here off of this port. Right here, this is the hatch to fill up your 78-gallon fresh water tank. Right here is going to be your 6-gallon rapid recovery gas electric water heater. Down here, you're going to have a fire pit barbecue hookup. So you can run either a fire pit or a barbecue. So that's going to be a quick disconnect LP fitting. Right here, this is going to be venting and access to your furnace. Again, the titanium series is going to come with side marker cameras on both sides as well as a rear observation camera. One cool thing about this model, because it has the east-west bed, you're going to get a bigger storage compartment. It goes all the way back here, all the way around. So it's kind of a U-shaped storage compartment. So that's a cool feature. You're also in this front compartment going to have a battery kill switch, your power jack controls, USB and 12-volt ports. And then all of it is going to have the rubberized diamond plate flooring to protect from any kind of scratches and nicks. And all of this is fully insulated as well. Not only does it already come with standard with 400 watts of solar, but upgradable to 600 watts of roof mount solar, you can also do an additional 200 watt solar panel here on the side. The only thing to note about this is that it doesn't run through the charge controller. So you want to make sure the panel itself has a charge controller on it. And if you are going to be operating a Starlink Mini, but you want to be boondocking, so not running it off of the 110 power, because that's what it runs off of, we can install a 12-volt Starlink port here at the front if that's something that you were interested in. We option all of our units in with the mountain storage package. So that's going to be the toy lock right here and a 2-inch receiver hitch on the back. We also option all of ours in with the off-grid battery tray. That allows us to then put on our custom powder-coated aluminum lockbox that we have built here in Pendleton. It allows us to put this on as well as up to 3 lithium 100 amp hour batteries. We swear by Battleborn batteries. They're made in America and they are the highest quality lithium battery. 2 7.5-gallon propane tanks, power tongue jack, underslung coupler, hitch caddy. So the hitch caddy, you can hook up your safety chains, your 7-way cord, as well as your breakaway cable. You can do that to keep that up and off the ground while they're not in use. Coming around on this side, you have additional storage access. Slam latch luggage doors with double latches and a magnetic catch. Additional side marker camera. And then because this is a titanium, you're going to get the slide out topper as a standard feature. So the slide out topper is worth its weight in gold. Anything that could fall on your slide out, so pine needles, pine cones, dirt, debris, rain, snow, ice, all of it. Everything that falls on the top of your slide out is going to get caught by the topper. When you push the button, everything just rolls right off of it because it rolls in and out with the slide out automatically. And then over here, we have city water connection. So if you don't want to pack the weight of 78 gallons of fresh water, you can use city water when you get to a park. Black tank flush. So once you've dumped your black and gray tanks, you can clean out the black tank with this flush right here. Satellite and cable hookup, 30 amp cord connection. And then when you are dumping your black and gray, the valve handles are right here underneath, and here is where you would connect your sewer hose. They also have a light right here. 40 gallons of black, 40 gallons of gray, and again, 78 gallons of fresh water. Just like all of the Outdoors RVs, You're going to get the 4-inch steel bumper, and you can store your sewer hose right here in the end of it. The mountain storage package that I talked about earlier, that's going to be this 2-inch receiver hitch right here on the back. That's good for up to 250 pounds. So if you have e-bikes or something that you want to haul on the back, maybe a portable generator, you can do that right here. They give you a full-size spare tire, as well as a Thompson RV spare tire cover. You get a heavy-duty ladder. One thing to mention is that most lightweights don't come with a ladder. In fact, a lot of not lightweights don't come with a ladder. That is a telltale sign that they don't want you getting up and down off of their roof because it's not a full walk-on roof. These are going to be capable of holding multiple people at one time. Solid plywood, and the trusses are spaced very close together. There's pictures at Outdoors RV of about 30, 40 guys up on the roof of a trailer. So yes, it can hold you. And you have a heavy-duty ladder to get up and down with that. Backup lights, that is another titanium feature that I just couldn't live without. So when you get to your campsite late at night and you have to back in, you have backup lights that are going to illuminate your space. You have the backup camera as well. And then right here, you're going to have your insulated outside shower with a magnetic latch. So if you have questions on any of the new 17 models or any of the Outdoors RVs in general, please don't hesitate to reach out. Everybody here owns and operates Outdoors RV trailers for personal use. So everybody here at Thompson RV is extremely knowledgeable. So please let us know if you have any questions, and thank you for watching.